Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now. Hello. Welcome. I'm so glad to be with you today in another episode of the Be Happy Now show. And I had originally I had another show topic in mind, which is going to be next week. So surprise. But I really felt called today to share my personal experience in living in authenticity and what that means to me. I'm going to first ask you a question so that you can perhaps relate to this topic today. Have you ever been in a moment when you feel sad and you just want to feel happy instead? Or you're in a moment really feeling tired and you're thinking, oh, I just wish I could just be energized. Or in a moment when you feel happy, but actually you'd want to feel happier. What I want to bring to the table today is how there's always this point in the experience of life that I've found. This is my little mini experiment. There's always this moment when the moment is not enough. The moment is different than what my mind had pictured it being. And so whether it is about you being tired and wanting to be energized, or you being sad and preferring to be happy, or being happy and wanting to be happier, I'm really going to share an experience I had of the last 24 hours, because even if it feels uncomfortable to be with the emotions, to be with the, let's say, lower vibe energy, there are big shifts that can occur when we do not resist the moment. So by choosing to, or by wanting to be somewhere else or feeling something else than what we're actually feeling, it's actually us showing up with resistance to what actually is. It's us almost like in front of the elevator, pressing the button to go up or down. Let's say you're pressing the button to go up and it's not coming, or it's taking its sweet time. But you're pressing the button again, and you're pressing the button again, and you're pressing the button again. That is the same thing as not being in the moment because you just want it to go faster. Right now, it's not enough. Have you ever felt that way? So, this episode might just shift your perspective. It might just up your vibration, and it might inspire you to feel good by being you in the present moment, even if the emotion that you're feeling is not so comfortable. Okay. And this episode might just help you to trust more in your body. Are you ready? Because I am. Let's start by being fully authentic with you and saying that there's a dog on the other side of this door that is playing with one of those toys with like the big knotted cord, and he's just going right at it. Okay. So this is me being full transparency that I wish that he would. So before this moment, I was entertaining this, man, I wish that he would just stop. And then I remembered today's topic and I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, maybe this is perfect because I get to have a conversation with you about being authentic and genuine. So let this be the moment. And if ever whatever happens that we need to take a break, we'll take a break, but let's just roll with it. If you're new on the show, welcome. I'm Claudia-Sam, your soul connection coach, and I support leaders and guides who know deep down that they are leaders and guides, that they are here for a bigger reason. And using my tune-in method, I help them to access their inner confidence be in their light, live in authenticity, be genuine with themselves, know what they want, and go get it. If ever you're curious and you want to know more about me, just go to my website, Claudia-Sam soulcoaching.com. The links of what I talk about are always in the show notes. Okay, so let's give you a little recap of what happened over the last 24 hours. So there were thunderstorms overnight, like the big thunderstorms that the lightning goes through like you can, even if I close the curtains, I see like the outline of the outside, the outline of the curtain. I see the light, everything outside being lit up, and it becomes kind of like a haunted environment. And one of the dogs, because I've got two now, one of the dogs, Kaya was outside because she is an outside dog. She wants to stay outside. And we decided to tie her up with a long lead so that she could still, roam around, but not go too far away from the house, because there's deers and there's, a bunch of animals that I wouldn't want her to get sprayed, for example, and stink up the whole house. I took her inside because she started, panicking because of the lightning and the thunderstorm. So I took her in. That was 2 a.m. Well, poor thing. She was trembling and she was, feeling bad and not, she was drooling. She was not feeling good at all. So I wanted to comfort her. So she was next to me on the floor while I was in bed, and I was, petting her, and I didn't sleep. That's the whole thing. I didn't sleep until 5 a.m. Even then, I had a hard time going to bed because then the lightning came back. That was the energy. How you can give so much charge to an external circumstance. Well, for the first few hours, for the first hour and a half while last night, I was giving so much charge to this situation that I was putting myself up against myself. I was resisting the moment 150%. And then when I decided that, wow, she just needs me, she just needs to be comforted, I started to calm down. She started to calm down. That's one big lesson. As soon as I started to calm down, she started to calm down. All to say that even after I slept 3 extra hours in the morning, I woke up feeling tired. And I remember this is why this episode and topic came about, because I remember sitting in meditation and feeling, I don't want to be tired. I want to be energized. There's all these things I want to take on. There's all this energy I want to step in. There's all these things I want to create. So what I was actually doing was everything but being in the present moment. I was not embodying or even receiving what was. I wasn't even being open to being tired. It was like, nope, being tired, you're not even allowed here. I completely pushed aside the tired. And what that did is that in an instant, before I noticed it, it ramped my energy against me. It was like disconnecting from who I really am, because I was fighting what I really was. So when I noticed that I was actually resisting being tired, I set myself, like I leaned back, I took a deep breath in, and I smiled. And I said, well, look at that. I'm trying to control the moment, because somewhere in my mind, being tired in this moment in time, in my human experience, it's not good enough. Being in this time, in this moment, being tired means, what was I making this mean? I was probably making this mean that, that today's show was going to suck. That was what I was making it mean. Because if I'm tired, I don't have the energy, I'm not going to feel inspired. Therefore, today's show is going to suck. Excuse my language. So that was the stories and the entertaining of the worry that was happening in my mind. So that was me projecting into the future of what could happen, but I wasn't even present with the energy of being tired. My experience with this was really rewarding because it allowed me to be graceful and kind with myself today. I was feeling tired. Instead of pushing it, like trying to make the elevator go faster, I decided to pause and feel and be open to being tired. So that, look at this, it shifted because I allowed it. Here's what I allowed. Okay, I'm just going to be tired. What feels like what can I do to honor the tired? Well, I'm not going to try to change. I'm not going to take action to up my energy. I'm not going to do a Zumba class or just push myself because I'm tired. So I'm just going to respect that I'm tired. By respecting myself, I also later in the morning, I took a nap. And I don't often take naps, but I've come to realize that that is an act of love. Even if I don't truly deeply sleep, laying down and letting my body know that she is safe to rest dials down the breathing, dials down the heart rate, and dials down the worry. Even though sometimes we can go to bed and we can be in overthinking. But because I was initially, step one, I was initially open to being tired, that dialed down the inner critic of you're not fast enough, you're not energized enough, you're not doing it right. It dialed that down because I allowed the tired to be there. And that is me being in my full authentic self. That is me being in my full authentic self. Why? Because I'm not lying to myself. I'm not trying to be anywhere else than where I actually am. I'm not shutting the door to the present moment thinking that later will be better, because later I will just be faced with another present moment. That's true. Have you ever thought about it? Okay, I'm going to think about the future, but what am I going to find there? Oh, another present moment. So the step one that I did was just recapping so that you can really fully integrate it. So step one was to being open or allowing the being tired feeling to be there. Step two was to respect what being tired means or meant for me. So being tired for me meant having my breakfast in front of Netflix. That's what it meant. Okay. It meant that I was going to respond to my emails 1 hour later. Being tired meant that I could actually go slower in that experience of the morning, walk slower, wear my pajamas longer, just be slower and less pressureful onto myself. So allowing the tired to be there, respecting it. And then in the respecting of it, that also meant later to take a nap. Now, after that comes an opening of something else, because remember at the beginning I said I'm open now to being tired, so it brings something else. It brings a shift to occur. So what exactly happened? Oh, I got a surge of energy to do some research on a retreat that my friend Carrie Sewell, who's a professional intuitive and writer, author of the new book, Heal Using Intuition and Energy. Carrie and I are planning for a retreat in 2023. I'm not going to tell you yet where it is because I still don't know, but we are so excited to plan that. And I got so excited to work on that instead of doing research, being pissy and tired and not aligned. That would not have been me in my authenticity. And that would have also not been in service of the retreat that is being planned. It's a ripple effect. Do you see? It's a ripple effect from me choosing to allow and be open to the present moment. I am being authentic and genuine with what is. I'm not trying to change the moment. I'm not trying to correct or control the emotion that my body is channeling. I'm not trying to modify what life has put forth for me to experience. And I choose to trust that being in the present moment without judgment, that things get to shift and I get to attract more of the flow, more of what I actually want because I'm no longer in resistance. When we start to, an indicator that you're in resistance of the present moment and that you're not being genuine or authentic could be the moment that you start to judge yourself, the moment you start to judge the way you're dressing, judge the way you're acting, what you're saying, where you're going, the decisions you're making, the thoughts that you are entertaining. The moment you bring in self-judgment could be a little bit like a red flag or a little flashing light saying, hey, this might be you not being right here in the present moment. And this is not in service of the impact you want to create in the world. If you are here, it's because you know that you're here for a deeper purpose. You know that you're here to lead, that you're here to guide, that you're here to inspire, that you're here to use your voice and share it with others in your most authentic way. And to do that, judgment has no place. To be the authentic you, to open up to the world and to the possibilities and to the creativity of you standing firmly in who you're here to be, it means that you get to be with it all, with all of the human experience. And that also means being in the low vibe of the present moment instead of trying to get out of it. So just be on the lookout for any judgment that you might have. When you think about, for example, for me, okay, I'm going to finish my sentence. When you think about the mission that you are here to embody, it is easier to tap into this place of authenticity because you know why you're authentic. You know why you get to realign. You know why you're doing you. So that's why I created my tune-in method. When you go through the tune-in program, which is a 4-month one-on-one deep inner confidence boosting coaching program, it's a one-on-one offering. I think I said that. You get to access and actually you get to create a deeper connection with who you are. You get to know yourself. You get to snuggle up with, what does it mean to be in my authenticity? What do I want? What aligns with me? What feels good to me? When you deep down know that you are worthy of being you, that you don't need to show up in a persona, that you don't need to abide by specific rules or how to step-by-steps that you were once told. When the worthiness is the backbone, when behind you, when you go through life, you feel like there's a supportive hand of worthiness, of enoughness that guides you forward, it's much easier to go, okay, I'm going to be with the present moment because I know that I'm worthy in this instant. Because I know that being in my authenticity is exactly what I'm here to be. It's exactly my alignment. And being authentic with ourselves begins by noticing what happens in our body consistently. I'm not saying carry a notebook around and take big notes of, how your back, how far your back is stretching today versus yesterday. That would be bringing on so much pressure and rigidity to your life. And that's, if you're here, you want to get rid of the rigidity, right? So for me, to be authentically myself also means to know how my body works. So I start to feel like when my throat starts to or clog up, or I feel something in my throat, I know that it is an invitation to deepen my self-care, to deepen the relationship with my health, with the present moment. And it is an invitation to love myself more deeply. And sometimes that happens when um, I will meditate on the go. I will meditate fast instead of just taking a few breaths and pausing for like 30 minutes. I will do it for like 5 minutes, and it's great. It's good enough. I'm not discounting what that is, but my body can take more. And because my body was used to, another example is I was used to practicing yoga consistently every day. And since I am dog sitting the two dogs, so since a few months, I am walking a lot instead of practicing yoga. I believe that yoga is a lifestyle, but I'm really talking about the asanas, the movement of the flow of the breath with the movement, the actual asanas of yoga. I kind of halted that, except for when I teach yoga for presence on Insight Timer. If you're not familiar with Insight Timer, it's a free meditation app, and they offer some live classes, and I teach yoga for presence on there on Mondays. Sometimes it shifts days, but you can check out my profile on there. So my body, I went to the chiropractor this week, and he said, your body is tighter. I said, yeah, I mean, I'm walking more, but I kind of dialed down on my yoga practice to take care of the dogs. And because I broke my finger, it was hard to be on the tent, like on both hands in downward dog, for example. So I kind of just shifted my practice in the last few months, not saying that it's bad or wrong. I'm just saying that that's what it is. And my body is responding. I know my body. I know it is tighter. I can feel it. And it's uncomfortable for me. And now for someone who would do, excuse me, let me backtrack. For someone who never practices yoga or who doesn't have the same flexibility as I am, it wouldn't matter as much. But for me, I know my body. And so to be my authentic self, it starts by stopping to ignore the signs that my body is telling me. And that happens in the present moment, right now. What is the physical sensation of your body? Maybe there's more than one. Is there a stronger physical sensation right now that you can feel in your body? We're not judging it. We're just being with it. We're not trying to change it or control it. We're being with it. And right now, is there an emotion that you're feeling? Maybe you're multitasking and you're listening to this while doing something else. Do you feel a little stressed or overwhelmed? Do you feel, what is the feeling here? And in the mind, what is present? Are you judging the emotion or the physical sensation? Was there an automatic thought that came up and said, yeah, you really should be moving more? Oh yeah, you should really do your gratitude practice, or whatever it is, the shoulds that come up. Notice the body, the emotions, and the mind. And that is my advice to you, to start living in full honesty and full disclosure with what the present moment is offering you. And it starts by tuning within your body, within the cavity of your mind, within the emotional landscape, because the emotions travel through your body. I'm going to leave you with a few prompts so that you can access your full authenticity and live life genuinely for yourself. Because I'm thinking that if you hear being authentic and genuine, you might think, okay, well, I'm being authentic and genuine when I ask for what I want, or not. I'm being authentic and genuine with others when I go out and I have plans with others. I'm acting as myself, or not. But I'm really talking about being authentic and genuine with yourself. Okay. So what does authenticity mean to you? What does authenticity mean to you? first question, because what it means to me could be totally different for you, and that's okay. What does showing up as your authentic self to yourself look like for you? What does showing up as your authentic self for yourself look like? Do I have a last question? Are you willing to meet your authentic self? Are you willing to meet your authentic self? And what I mean by that is, are you willing to actually be in the present moment and to even play with the discomfort of, oh, right, I get to be with the sadness. I'm not going to judge you, sadness, because I know you're going to offer me a shift later in a smooth way instead of creating a tornado, instead of creating more tension in the body or more self-doubt or worry or stress. By being in full authenticity with the present moment of your experience of the moment, you get to be in abundance, you get to be in success, you get to be in worthiness, you get to be in enoughness, and you get to stop trying to control and change every moment. You get to stop seeking outside of the moment for something better or something more. And you get to access the right now and find the gift in that. Be curious with yourself, have fun, and come and let me know what this episode has stirred up in you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you again next time. You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. Tune in live every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on transformationtalkradio.com. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.